Have you ever wondered how much should I charge for my rental property? How much should I expect to be able to get in rent? Well, a lot of people come to us and ask us that question. What do you think I can charge for my rental property? Well, there are a lot of different factors that we need to consider when we think about how much you can charge for your rental property. If you have a condo and you're trying to rent out a condo, one of the big things you need to ask yourself is, who is my competition close by? And that includes what apartment buildings are nearby that I might be competing with. A tenant who's looking to live in a condo might well decide to settle for an apartment. And especially in our area where we have so many new apartments that have come up recently, we see a lot of competition in those apartment products. Those apartments are offering very competitive rates. They often have wood floors, marble countertops, pools, dog washing stations, car washing stations. And so there's a lot of things to compete with there if you're trying to rent out a condo against an apartment complex that has all of those amenities. So make sure that you know the competition for your particular investment property and make sure that you've done some research around that competition to know what you might be able to charge. Now, obviously, if you're renting a single-family home, the apartment complexes are not going to be your competition. And so you're going to look at other single-family homes. You might look at some townhomes in the area and figure out what those properties are renting for. Another thing that people miss when they're setting their rent price is they often think, well, my last tenant paid $1,200 a month, so I'm going to ask my new tenant to pay $1,300 a month. Well, that just might not be realistic. The market conditions might have changed since the last time that tenant moved in, and you might need to adjust your price down. You might also be able to adjust your price up accordingly, just depending on what's going on in the market. So being very aware of the surrounding market area is very important. Condition is another big factor when it comes to pricing your rental property. Have you been keeping the property up, or is the property starting to show wear? Are the carpets looking worn? Is the paint getting scuffed and looking like it needs to be repainted? If you're not willing to put the money into those things, then you're probably going to have to ask a little bit lower of a rent rate. So we always look at location, we always look at your competition, and we always look at the condition of your property when we're trying to help you decide what the best price to put on your rental property is. The last thing that some owners forget is, coming down off a price $25 a month or sometimes even $50 a month over the course of 12 months doesn't really cost you a whole lot. But if it saves you weeks and weeks of time on the market of vacancy, you're actually going to end up with more money in your pocket at the end of the year. So don't get hung up on saying, well, I need $1,200, I need $1,200. Because sometimes for $1,175, if you can get somebody that moves in tomorrow or moves in next week, you could save yourself a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks of vacancy. And so over the course of 12 months, you would actually have earned more money by taking a little less rent each month. I hope that information has been helpful to you. If we can ever answer any questions for you, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you in any way that we can.